Hi everybody, happy Sunday. I am going to be doing a Heartfelt Creations tutorial on how I make my my flowers. So here's an example here of some flowers that I made this morning. And I've had a lot of people email me asking me, how do you make those beautiful flowers? So I'm going to show you this morning. First of all, I'm going to lay out my supplies because I really like to do, kind of fast videos. For this flower, I'm going to use Color Box chalk, and this is called Pumpkin. And then I'm going to do red, and this is Color Box again. And then to stamp, I'm going to use Memento Pistachio. I also have my acrylic stamp to stamp with, my white piece of paper, and I do use a mat like this. It's just foam board to stamp on so I get a better stamp image. I have my McGill, I think that's called my McGill tool set to do the flowers, shape the flowers, along with the mat, the McGill mat. And then the stamps that I'm using is called Flowering Dogwood. And what I do is I just pull out what I'm going to use, and in this case I'm going to use the bigger stamp here for the flowers today, this one, and the leaves right here. And then let's see, I don't really have to use any of the other ones, but here's the Flowering Dogwood and Doves that goes with that set. And all of this is Heartfelt Creations, and here is the dies. And I'm going to take the die out here. This is the die that I'm going to use with the stamps, and I'm going to take out, what I use is the big set, which is this. And I'm going to take the leaves out. So that's what I'm doing to get started here, and I'm going to set these off to the side. And I'm going to do this as quickly as possible so I don't bore everybody. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my stamps out and stamp it. Okay. And I'm going to stamp it again with the, and then I use my my machine here, my small machine, to do the cutting, the die cuts. So here we go. So I'm going to stamp that very quickly. And I hope I'm in frame because I can't really see my camera, but I'll do my best. So I go ahead and stamp as much as I can, get a lot of that on there. And you can use any color you want. I used to use browns and blacks, but I found that really cutting these flowers out, I like to use the color that I'm actually going to make the flower. So that's that. And then I'm going to put my mat up. And I'm going to die cut that out, which is the easy part. So I'll bring my machine back over. I'm hoping that you guys can see all of this. Again, I don't know if I'm in frame or not. I'm going to cut this piece of paper down to fit in that little die cutting machine. And you can use any die cutting machine. This is just for the purposes of showing you how I do it. And of course I line this up on here. And again, I don't know if I'm in frame here, but there we go. So I'm going to line that up, and then I use the blue painter's tape like most everybody, all us crafters use. And I'm trying to go relatively fast here. So, okay, so I'm going to line this up right there, just like that. And then I'm going to run it through. And I just turn it upside down. And I run it through. And again, I hope I'm in frame because I don't know if I am or not. There it is. And I pull it out, and I have some beautiful flowers here that are all cut. See that? And I'm only going to do one flower because all of them are going to be done the exact same way. Okay. And then I bring this back over. And the tools for it. And the first thing I do is I squirt a little water on them to break up the paper so they're easier to form. And I'm going to take out, I believe this is a 1 millimeter that I'm going to use to do my flowers with. And I just have a little squirt bottle right here. Let me see if I can get this in frame. There we go. And I just squirt the paper just to break the paper up just a little bit. Just like that. And then I'm going, now I don't normally spray these first, but because I don't want the ink to be real heavy on it, you'll see in a minute. The water helps kind of break the ink up a little bit. And then I have a dauber. And these are daubers. Okay, here's my little dauber. And so I'm going to start with the red. And I'm just going to tip it just a little bit. But you'll see now that the water kind of helps dilute this dark red. And I'm just going to lightly go over my flower. Just like that. Very easy. And I think everybody has their own way of doing them. I'm just showing you the way I do them. That's fast for me. And you don't have to use the water first, but it does help dilute the color down if you don't have a lighter color, which I didn't, so this works for me. And you can add as much or as little of that color as you want. And we're just going to do one more. And you can do as much as you want. Again, it's up to you. But I'm just showing you the technique that I use. And one more. And the fastest thing that I know how to do is this way. But you guys, you know, there might be somebody else out there that has a better video that does a little bit different than me. And then I'm going to take this brown just to break it up a little bit. And I'm going to go kind of just right over that. And it will start looking a lot better once it's the flower's formed, but you get the idea. Actually, I kind of like the color of it. There we go. Oh. Let's do this one. Okay, so there it is. I don't know if you can see those. My lighting isn't so good in here, but that's so easy to do. I'm going to cover these back up again. Well, I thought I was. Maybe that's not going to fit on there, honey. I don't know where the other lid went, but these aren't fitting. Okay, that goes with that, but this is supposed to go on there. There we go. Kim is in here helping me as she always does. Okay, so there's what I've colored so far. Just really, really fast. And then again, I'm going to take my 1 millimeter little tool here to shape these. And what I do is I just turn them all over. Just like that. And then I go punching down on each side right here. And hopefully these are still wet enough. Just like that. And then I go down the middle. And look at how nicely that does shape. And again, I do it on this one, the little tiny one. And then I go in the middle and I pop it back up again. There you go. And if it's not like you like it, you can just keep working that paper. Doesn't hurt it. And I use about a 150 weight cardstock. 150 pound, I guess they call it. I'm not sure. I use a very heavy cardstock. I'll put it that way, white cardstock. And I don't like the way that one is, so I'm just going to keep working it. Now I will show you something else that I have, but I don't use them because I rather do it, you know, by hand. But I do have the molds that you can shape these in, which are these. Oops. I do have the molds right here that you can actually shape your flowers in, but I don't use them. I prefer doing it by hand. And then what I do is take my glue and we're going to just start laying the flower together. And I just put a dab in the middle, like so. And I take my next flower and I offset it so that the petals are offset. In other words, I don't want them laying on top of each other. So that one's offset just perfect. Okay. And I press down in the middle to hold the glue. And there's one flower already. And then this one is just going to be a little tiny one. Oops. And again, I'm just going to offset it. I hope, again, I'm in camera. I won't know until I look at the video. Just like that. And that one's not too offset. So you have time with that glue too to turn it. And what I do use is Fabri-Tac. I do have their glue, Heartfelt Creations glue, which is this, and I love it. It's called Dries Clear. And I do use that too. But today, we're just using this. Now, there's my flowers. Look how fast that was. Now, I use the prills in the middle, and these are called prills right here. Now, I could come back with a little bit of green on the top of this too if I wanted to. Here's the prills, and they go in the middle. I have stamens as well, but I like the prills. So I'm going to just put a little bit of glue in there. And this can get messy because I lost my little spoon. There's a little tiny spoon that comes with these, and I've actually misplaced it. So that, you know, it's a little harder to get my big fingers in there and put the prills down where they need to go. But these are prills. They go into the center of your flower. And you just kind of let that sit and dry just a few minutes. And then I take it over and, oops, shake it out. Shake the prills out in the garbage or wherever you want to shake it out. And there they are. And I might want to move that around a little bit. Just move this in a little bit more into the flower. Got a little bit too much glue on that. But there it is. And there's your flowers. So easy, and they're so pretty. And again, you can actually add any color you want. If you want to go back, if you don't think you got enough color on them, or you want to add some more green or whatever. So that's how I make my flowers. Thanks for watching. Bye.